Hello everyone, this is dr.ceevee. Let me ask you something. Imagine you have 50,000 rupees or $50,000 or whatever is your currency. It is a pretty good money that you are getting suddenly. Maybe somebody gave you or you won a lottery and you have that kind of a money with you. There are different options with you. Option one is you can put it in a savings, or which means you can keep it for the future by putting and investing in, let's say, in shares or stocks or mutual funds, or even putting it in a bank very safely, or even buying gold or anything like that, precious things which you can actually sell it in future. This is option one. Option two is obviously you have let's say you always wanted to buy certain things, for example that luxurious sofa set into your house, or renovating the interiors of your house, or probably buying that beautiful car, or something, maybe an 85-inch LCD TV. So these are all options in front of you. So basically you can either save it or you spend it, right? There's a third option, which is there is a conference or an event or maybe a training program or an experiential program where you get to meet and interact with several millionaires, and the ticket price for it is the same amount, 50,000. Okay, or probably with that same amount you can also join a university program, or go for that certification which you think will be adding value to your life. Okay, uh, tell me, which one will you choose? Tell me, think. Huh? Anyway, while you think, I'll share you a story from my own life. Okay, so this happened in 2016. Uh, I was a startup founder. I mean, before that, I found this a tech startup which was at the early stage, which was totally a new thing at that time. However, in 2 years, I had to shut it down. I mean, at that time, I think it was the mid of that. I think early 2016 is when I was undergoing this big confusion. Oh my God, I started this startup. I have no clue how to run this. I don't have any support. I don't have money. And I was literally undergoing a lot of confusions in my mind. I was literally having no money with me. My bank balance was very pathetic. And I was, I always had this big self-esteem issues to ask money from my husband or from my family. And, so I was literally trying to live with whatever I have, so that kind of a situation I was going through at that time. And that's when I'm receiving an email about a training program which is going to happen in Chennai, which was actually little far from my place where I was living, and which means I have to travel to that city, new city. I have to stay there and then attend this program. It was a 1 week training program, and the program was conducted by UNCTAD UNCTAD, which is a United Nations Conference Trade and Development. It is a UN body for promoting trade and business. Okay, and it's basically it's a very international renowned body, and it's a certification program for entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs. It's called Empretech program, and that program is happening in Chennai, for which I have got an email. And I know that when I read through the mail, I got excited. And I looked at the website and everything, and I came to know that the price of that program is 1.5 lakhs. The whole program fee is actually around that at that time. Now, I don't know, might have increased as well. So at that time, it was that expensive. Plus, I have to also stay in that 5-star hotel which they are providing. That will be additional cost. Plus the travel from my city to Chennai, of course, the travel. So which is like a big amount for me. Imagine the total budget is around 2.5 lakhs. Okay, I didn't have money. First of all, I don't have that kind of a money for this program. So what I did is I started looking around how I can actually get this sponsored, or how I can get this money done. Uh, I really wanted to go for that. So I started looking around, and then I came to know about a government subsidy where I can actually, or a grant where I can actually get these kinds of programs subsidized, or get the refund of that money you spend. So that's how I got the tuition fee or the program fee as a government grant. Okay, so that problem is solved. However, there is another big problem, which is the stay as well as the travel. Now, for that, if I go with the organizer's stay, that is again, they are arranging a stay in a 5-star hotel, for which it's expensive, which again, I don't have money. You know my situation already by now. So what I did is I told the organizer, I already have a friend's house there, so please excuse me from the from the stay part, and I will arrange my own stay. So that's how I got myself excused. And what I did is I want to arrange a stay. So I checked around the entire region. Where can I get the cheapest accommodation but safest accommodation? And I found a girls' hostel there, which was little close by to the venue. And it was just at that, in those days, it's just 150 rupees or 200 rupees per night, per day. And then I went ahead and I wanted to join for that. But the challenge here is that even for giving that money plus the ticket and travel, I don't have money. And I calculated everything and it comes to around 20,000 rupees. I was stuck, but I wanted to go for it because I know that if I invest in that trip, there could be some opportunity coming out of that. I hesitantly asked my WhatsApp group for cousins. It's like cousins are your friends within the family, So I cannot ask this to my husband or my father or my, my own people because they will not allow. They're not going to agree to it. First of all, going for a 1 week program, leaving 2 children itself is a problem. Secondly, spending so much of money, 20,000, you don't even have that kind of an income. What are you going to do with that? There is no point. Don't even think about it. That's what they will anyway say. So what I did is I messaged my cousins and I said, I need 20,000 rupees. Can anybody give me? But I can repay it only as EMI over the next 6 months. Every month I will pay some amount and I'll repay it. Okay? If you're okay, please help me. So one of my cousins at that time, he came forward and he transferred that amount to me. That is my loan, which probably I have taken from my family, and it actually helped me to attend this program. Okay. And why I still consider that 20,000 as a greatest investment I have made made so far, is because I think that program, when I attended, and it was a time of my life where I was totally confused whether I am an entrepreneur. I'm already at the verge of failing. I don't know if my startup will be successful. I don't have any other support system. I don't know if I only have dreams. I don't know if I will reach anywhere, So, or should I go back and take up a job? Before that, I was teaching in a college. So probably I should get back and, teach. That will be better. So this is what my thought process was. And when I went and I took this risk, as I said, I invested that 20,000 towards this trip. And as I said, I stayed in a hostel. I traveled, or rather I walked to the venue. I saved my money, even the food. What I used to do is during the daytime, within the program, there was good food in the 5-star hotel. So I used to eat well so that I don't have to eat dinner. So I saved my money on dinner also. And then, as I said, I lived so frugally during that trip. However, in that trip is when I got connected to amazing people, including the master trainers of that program. And later on, in 2018, when I got nominated by the same UN Empretech program for the Women in Business Award, I would say my life changed from there. Because if I had not attended this particular 1 week training at Chennai, I wouldn't have got certified. I wouldn't have met these kinds of people. And most importantly, let me underline one more point there, is that I was the only woman who attended that program at that time. No other women was there in my batch. The rest of them all were men, and they were, they were all running businesses, and they are all, for them, attending this program is part of their life. Part of their lifestyle, basically. But for me, this was a life-changing program at that time. For two reasons. One, the access and connects and networks that I got. The second is that, as I said, personally, that training program helped me evolve into a better entrepreneur. And it was during that workshop, I set for the first time a long-term vision for myself. And it was to write, in fact, the program actually helped me to vision what is it that you want to do with your life and how you can impact the world. So that's when I wrote down, after considerable thinking, I wrote down on the piece of paper that I wish to empower 1 million lives through my employability and entrepreneurial initiatives by 2030. 2030, imagine even in 2016 to think about 2030 was like too far ahead. I never thought about that. But that is something which I set during that event. And today, I would say I'm proudly saying that I am on the way to it. I'm going to achieve that by 2030 for sure. I know how to do that. But when I wrote it down at that time, I never knew how to do that. I didn't have any clue about it. In fact, in 2016, when I was doing that program, Prayana Labs is not even launched. In 2017 is when I'm launching Prayana Labs. And then I started focusing on women and this thing. So basically, for me, that program has been life-changing. This video is not about promoting a particular program. This video is all about that one decision that I took for myself, which is investing on a program which you know that will bring something for the future, and taking that risk of taking that loan in order to attend that. Imagine, I am at that point of my life where 20,000 rupees is a big money for me. I was not even getting any money, my whole time and everything, and my family was a growing family. If I put that 20,000 into the family account, my children will get some, extra things. I mean, or maybe their school fees will be paid. That is the kind of scenario I'm coming, and I took that risk, and I still consider that is the best investment that I've made in my life. Okay, now coming back to the earlier question which I asked in the beginning of the video, what will you do if you have 50,000? What will you do? You have the option of saving it for the future. And of course, in our culture, we have this big savings reasons. For example, oh, you have a daughter, you have to marry her off. Obviously, you have to start saving now itself. We keep on saving for the children. For what? For their wedding, or for buying a car, or buying, as I said, an 85-inch LCD TV or something like that. But as I said, rich people do not do any of that. If you look at all the rich people, they do not use their money for liabilities. Okay, they will not also keep their money as an idle thing. They will either invest it for money itself, or they will invest it on experiences and learning opportunities, or where they can network with other people. So that is what I did with that money. In fact, as I said, I didn't have that 20,000 wasn't my idle money. It was a loan. I took that loan. I invested on something which is totally on myself, my growth, my network, and my exposure. In fact, that one step, as I said, changed my trajectory. I got the network with UN and so many. And today, one of the ex-UN officials is on the board of Prayana. How does that happen? It's only because of my connects and the personal relationship that I have built with her. So basically, this is what I wanted to convey. Sometimes, or rather many times, people give advice. For example, if I had asked permission or advice from, my neighbors or anybody, random people, telling, I have a training program in Chennai. Should I go or not? They'll say, oh, Chennai, 5 days? Oh my God, you shouldn't go. It's very difficult. Imagine you have 2 small children, you are leaving it, and who will take care of them? What will happen to them? And what is the benefit of this, program? Of course, you will meet some training. You are already trained. You already have a post-graduation. You focus on business or focus on your work. That is better. This is what you will get advised. Okay. This is what I will also get advised. But sometimes you should not listen to others' advice. Do what your heart says. And as I said, always look at experiences of meeting new people as an opportunity. Okay? Never say no to meet new people, to build your network, as well as, most importantly, to learn something new. Because it is those experiences, it is those networks, it is those relationships, it is those learnings that will be the biggest investment for your future. This is the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset person. A fixed mindset person will always consider these things as an expense or a cost. Okay? Whereas a growth mindset person will always look at these as an opportunity for the future. Even if you have to spend money right now, you will look at how to make use of that one step into the next step, into the next step. Okay? So this is why most business people, they will attend and spend money on networking events, on conferences, on hiking trips, or whatever. But there are different kinds of rich people. Some rich people, they will put that money in buying a BMW car. That's their aspiration. But a real smart rich guy or a girl will not do that. They will actually invest in creating more and more wealth, and they will not spend their money in these kinds of so-called brands and cars and all those luxurious stuff. In fact, you don't have to even wear a so-called Giovanni or what is that, the richest brands to show off that you are rich. It's actually the poor who do that. Rich people will wear a normal t-shirt. In fact, I have seen the richest guys and girls over here in Silicon Valley and Menlo Park wearing a normal polo t-shirt or normal dress. Even I'm wearing a very normal dress today. So, I mean, nobody is bothered about that, because they know that these are all external things which is actually a liability. It is not an asset. Your real asset is only two. One is the wealth and the money that is multiplying by itself or generating some kind of a business or a passive income. The second is the network and the relationships that you build. And the biggest investment, as I said, is the investment that you make for your future. On that note, this is also the time when college admissions are taken care, and I get a lot of advice on whether should we send a kid to a foreign university or save that money and make them attend in a local college, and then probably use that money, the rest of the saved money, for a grand wedding in future. From whatever I said right now, I hope you would have understood what will be my answer. My answer is very simple. If you go to a good college, your peers will be good employees. If you go to a great university, if you go to a great circle of people where there are rich kids studying, your kid also will become a CEO. So it's because of network. Rich people send their kids to rich places. And if you can get into that circle, you belong to that circle. Instead, if you are afraid of taking that risk, then what happens? You are still lowering your standards to which is comfortable for you. And what happens out of that? You belong to that circle. You'll always continue in that circle. So always elevate yourself and look at where you want to go, and find out that circle of people who belong in that circle, and try to get into their circle. It's not easy. It will take time, but it is possible. So today I have the access of interacting with big VCs and networks of rich people here. And it's, again, I would say it's only because of the another opportunity which I took, or the risk that I took, which is applying for this fellowship, which is, again, imagine looking back, looking at the same decision-making thing, where I will have to say no to probably a bigger high-paying salary or something like that, or even forgo some of the business opportunities that I have got, and take up a fellowship which pays a very, very meager stipend, a living stipend. With that, but I made sure that I'm coming to the best university of the world. And I'm here with that network that I have built. I think I'll be able to scale up my future in a better manner. So it's all about future and futuristic thinking and a growth mindset. And not everybody has that, and not everybody will understand this. That is the biggest challenge in our world, I will say, because if people do these kinds of things, we are considered as crazy. Instead, if you are doing the normal, regular things, you are considered as a normal person. So basically, if you go for a 9 to 5 job in a very nice, safe place, a permanent job with a pension possibility, then you are a great person, Whereas you take that risk of quitting your job, doing something crazy, and then getting into something else crazy, then again quitting that also. All this is considered as wild. But all great people or successful people or rich people, if you look at them, they have always taken these kinds of risks and been wild. Okay, so that's all from my side today. I'll talk to you in another video. This is me, Dr. Ceevee, signing off.